What's up, traders? So let's do a complete multi time frame analysis of British pound US dollar and Euro USD. Let's find out what kind of trading opportunity we have in both of this instrument. Now, first we'll look at the Euro dollar and then we'll jump on to GBP USD. Make sure you stick till the end to see what both of these pairs could do in this volatile market. Starting with first of all euro dollar on the lower time frame. First of all, let's say 4 hour on the euro dollar. Now euro dollar on the 4 hour time frame, we are seeing that euro dollar is basically consolidating in this time frame for a very extended period of time. If you consider lower time frame, it is in a consolidation. Now at this point, what is likely to happen with euro dollar? Before we discuss, let's jump on to higher time frame to see a clear direction in the market, because higher time frame will give you a clear direction in the market, removing all the noise from the lower time frame. Now what you see that this is the monthly time frame, and euro dollar we see that was in a very strong downtrend for a very long period of time. Last month we have seen a very strong bearish candle. It's a very strong bearish candle, broke all this level of support. So let's draw a strong level of support. This support has been broken on the monthly. Why? If you look at the past, there is a long doji has been created during the pandemic in 2020. This doji has been broken and the candle closed below this doji. Now this month, as soon as the market opened, we saw a retest of this previous support here as a resistance, and primarily we are seeing that there is a primary rejection to the downside on the monthly time frame. Now as it has broken all this level of support, we can expect euro dollar to give another push to the downside. So with that being said, euro dollar still bearish in the higher time frame. Going to the weekly time frame, now past week we have seen a doji. This doji has been formed. As soon as this market opened this week, the buyers couldn't do much. The buyers still couldn't break the doji's high. Still the price within this range. So that means that the buyers are still not strong enough, though only 2.5 day remaining. The price is still showing bearish momentum. Going to the daily time frame now. Now at this point, what is likely to happen? As you can see that this is the dotted line is where the monthly important level of support. Now this support already tested once euro dollar as a resistance, and we see that there has been a rejection. Now this is the daily time frame. What happened in the past? You see there is a nice strong bearish engulfer. There is another bearish candle. It's not a textbook bearish engulfer, but it's a bearish candle. Now in this bearish candle, there is something to keep in mind, is that first of all we see that the price is creating series of lower high. So that means that still sellers are in control in this market. Another thing we can consider, when you see a big impulse followed by this triangular pattern, is basically another bearish pattern. When you see a market like that, you can expect first one false breakout to the upside and probably the trending to the downside again. So with that being said, euro dollar on the daily as well is still likely to break down, but until we see further confirmation, we will not enter a trade, because this market is looks like highly bearish and is still bearish, but it's at the bottom. So we need to be careful when we are trading on the lower time frame. So what is the condition that you will be using? As you can see, this is the daily time frame, and this dotted line is where the monthly resistance, and we see that a blue or 20 period moving average is just above this resistance. So only if today during the high impact news release euro dollar managed to reach to this level, break this previous this red candles high, test this 20 period moving average, and then if we see our lower time frame confirmation according to the trend following strategy, the rules of our trend following strategy, if we see enough confirmation on the lower time frame such as on the 4 hour or intraday time frame, only then we will consider selling euro dollar. Otherwise, in other conditions, we'll be waiting in the sideline to see how euro dollar is doing. Now let's see on the GBP USD what it is doing. As you can see that GBP USD euro dollar likely to be the similar, but a little bit difference is that um, if you see that this is a GBP USD, as you see already have seen monthly, weekly same strongly bearish, and GBP USD as well. The price is in a very strong level of support. If you draw this level of support on GBP USD, this is the level of support. If you look at the past in 2020, the price came to this level of support and we saw a rejection. Now the price is on the same level. So many of you may be thinking that okay, GBP USD likely to be reversing, but I think that when a trend started, it is not a one day job to build a trend, and it is not a one day job to you know uh, end a trend. So what do you see that the price is still looks bearish? If you see, this is the daily chart on GBP USD. There has been a breakout followed by a bull flag, and there has been another breakout. But the only thing we need to now keep in mind is that this is the GBP USD, and the price was creating a dodges here, but the price still didn't test one important area of value. What it is, let me show you first of all on the weekly time frame. You see there is a gap here. This is the previous weekly low here. This is the doji. So let me draw this level here. If we draw a level here, so what do you see that this week there is still an imbalance in pricing. First thing we need to keep in mind, so around let's say 7-8 pip imbalance on the GBP USD. If we go back to the daily time frame and if you draw a trend line with these two doji, then what do we see that connecting both of this level, then what do you see that daily on the GBP USD we found a trend line. Now this trend line is coinciding with another important area of value, this one. Why? I- I- this is the daily time frame, and as you can see the price always move testing the previous support as resistance if it is in a downtrend. Now the price has not been tested this important level of support with this both of this green candle has not been tested as a resistance properly. And what I think that is, you see that if we extend this trend line is meeting exactly where there is a 10 period moving average and there is a previous support as a resistance and this trend line as a resistance. And I think that if today during the high impact news release or any time, if GBP USD managed to reach this level, important level of resistance, only in that case we will be watching price action on the lower time frame, such as on the 4 hour or on the day, on the hourly or on the lower time frame, to find possible entry point. If we find a possible entry according to the rules of our strategy, only then we will be considering going short with GBP USD. Now if you find value in this analysis, then smash the like button, and also don't forget to drop a comment below. Thank you for watching. See you soon in my next analysis.